Hi there, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about advice that I wish I had been given when I was in high school as a Muslim girl. At this point, I've been out of high school longer than I was in high school, but I do have certain regrets and certain things that I wish I had done differently at the time, and hopefully this helps you as well. So the first thing I would like to talk about is friends and having a good support system around you, especially as an impressionable teenager. You don't want individuals around you that are pressurizing you into doing things that you don't want to do, into doing things that you know your parents wouldn't approve of. And when I was in high school, I did have people like that surrounding me. People that I thought had my best intentions in mind, people that I really wanted to keep in my life at the time. Um, I had I did have chances to cut them off and I didn't, which is a regret. So if you have people like that where you know you could cut them off, where you know they aren't the best for you, if they're making you uncomfortable, if they're making you do things that you're uncomfortable with, I would say cut them off. It would seem like a big deal and it is, but in the long run it's going to help you out and it's going to make you see who your real friends are. People that do have your best interests in mind, people that aren't pressurizing you into doing things that you don't want to do, people that are giving you good advice and just keeping your best interests in mind. Another thing I would like to talk about is dating. So obviously, in Islam, we're told not to date and not to fool around, and that's usually because we don't take it seriously the way we should. And as a teenager, I wouldn't really expect anyone to take it seriously since we're so young. But of course, also as a teenager, there's a certain craze around dating. There's a certain hype around it, and usually we're curious. We want to see what the hype is about, and sometimes we pursue someone. I did the same, but now I can say that it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth lying to my parents about. It wasn't worth sneaking around. Um, and also, my parents weren't as strict on me as like I'm sure other parents are. So I was allowed to keep male friends, and my group of friends was a mixed group. And the thing is that we would often, or I would often see them dating in the circle that we were in, and I would see them hurting each other and not taking it as seriously as they should be, and just goofing off and treating it as a joke, which is fine, obviously, or not fine as you see it. But I would definitely say that dating in high school isn't worth it. And disclaimer, this is my opinion. Obviously, you might not feel the same, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to thinking that it is worth it. But for me personally, if I could go back and tell my younger self that dating and boys aren't worth obsessing over, that is something I would like to do. It just definitely wasn't worth it. Sure, crushes are fine, and finding the opposite gender cute is fine, but I feel like if I could, I would have just kept it as a crush and nothing more. Another thing that I would like to talk about as a Muslim girl is prioritizing yourself. It's easy being told or taught that we come last and our interests and our hobbies aren't as important or they're not taken as seriously. But I would definitely say that do whatever you want. If you have an interest in painting, in writing, in reading, in whatever it may be, I would say go ahead and pursue it. Take time for yourself. Take time to understand exactly who you are, what kind of things you like, what kind of things you don't like. Another thing I would say that I regret is not taking my studies as seriously as I should have, or as I did take them seriously. I did work hard when I could, but I definitely goofed off a lot, and I skipped classes here and there. And I would definitely say that isn't worth it either. As a university student right now, my education is really important to me, and I would definitely say that if you're in high school right now, please take your education seriously. Another thing I would like to talk about is the way we dress. Obviously, Islam says wear the hijab, wear modest clothing, and some people would think that, oh, wanting to be modest and wanting to be fashionable don't really go hand in hand, but that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of cute Muslim influencers that you can take advice from and fashion inspiration from. There's really good sites such as fast fashion sites, I should say, such as like Shein and Zaful, where you can find cute clothing for half the price, modest clothing for half the price, and it's definitely worth looking into. My fashion sense wasn't the best when I was in high school. I used to wear just the things I would wear the most would be just like leggings and sweatshirts. So I wish that's one thing I wish that I did was improve my sense of style more at the time. And lastly, I would like to say that as Muslim girls, we should be allowed to pursue what we want. We should be allowed to take care of ourselves and put our interests first and put ourselves first, not while hurting others or not taking care of others, but you should find a balance where you can take care of yourself and do what you want. It's not selfish at all. And I hate that we're told that it's selfish, but it's not. So, once again, what I was saying is that you should be able to find a balance of taking care of yourself and fulfilling your obligations, your duties, of following your deen. And yeah, I know a lot of this was just me rambling, but I do. What I wish is that we're able to take care of ourselves, we're able to set our boundaries and not let anyone cross them, and just put ourselves first. Okay, I think that's it for now, and I'm done.